Welcome back to the JB podcast. What if I told you that the system we've all been raised in, the one that tells you to specialise, focus and follow a single path, isn't designed for you. It's designed to keep you compliant. Let me explain. Think about it. Our education system didn't just appear out of thin air. It was imported from Prussia in the 1800s, a model created to produce obedient soldiers and compliant workers. Mandatory attendance, rigid curriculums, testing, dividing students by age. It wasn't about fostering creativity or critical thinking. It was about teaching people how to work, not how to think. And here's the issue. This system hasn't changed much since then. Now, don't get me wrong. Schools have done incredible things, but they weren't built for dreamers, creators, or generalists. They were built for a world where compliance mattered more than curiosity. You're told what to study, when to study it, and how fast you need to learn it. If you don't fit into that box, society tries to convince you there's something wrong with you. But the truth is, there's nothing wrong with having multiple interests. In fact, it might be the most valuable trait you have. Why? Because the future doesn't belong to specialists. It belongs to those who can connect ideas across disciplines. So if you've ever felt like your diverse passions are a curse, let me tell you, they're actually your greatest superpower. Chapter 2. Generalism as a superpower. Let's talk about generalism. No, I'm not saying you should dabble in everything without depth. Being a generalist means understanding principles that apply across fields, seeing patterns others miss, and creating solutions no specialist could dream up alone. Here's a quote from Robert Heinlein. A human being should be able to change a diaper, plan an invasion, butcher a hog, design a building, write a sonnet, balance accounts, build a wall, set a bone, comfort the dying, take orders, give orders, cooperate, act alone, solve equations, analyse a new problem, pitch manure, program a computer, cook a tasty meal, fight efficiently, die gallantly. Specialisation is for insects. Now, how many of those skills do you think you've got covered? Personally, I hit on quite a few, but it made me realise I've still got plenty to learn. The point is, life isn't about mastering one thing, it's about mastering how to adapt. Every expert starts as a beginner. Every polymath starts by exploring widely before diving deep. And here's the best part. In a world obsessed with specialists, being a generalist makes you stand out. Take Elon Musk, for example. Sure, he's known for Tesla and SpaceX, but what allows him to succeed isn't just engineering expertise. It's his ability to blend science, business, philosophy, and even storytelling. He sees connections others don't because he refuses to stay in one lane. That's the power of generalism. Chapter 3. How to develop taste. Now let's talk about taste. Not just liking nice things, but knowing how to create something truly valuable. Intelligence alone isn't enough anymore. AI models are getting smarter, faster and cheaper. Anyone can generate content or code with a few clicks. Let me share something Ira Glass once said about creative work. He said, "Nobody tells people who are beginners, and I really wish somebody had told this to me, that all of us who do creative work, we get into it because we have good taste, but there's a gap. For the first couple of years, what you're making isn't so good. It's trying to be good, but it's not quite there yet. Your taste, the thing that got you into the game, is still killer, and your taste is good enough that you can tell what you're making is kind of a disappointment to you." Maybe you felt that frustration, knowing what great work looks like but struggling to create it yourself. Here's the truth. Everyone goes through that phase. The only way out is through. You have to keep creating, keep practicing until your work catches up to your ambitions. Taste isn't just about aesthetics, it's about synthesis. It's about taking ideas from different fields, philosophy, psychology, art, technology, and blending them into something uniquely yours. That's how you create work that resonates. That's how you make people care. Chapter 4. Agency, Employment versus Entrepreneurship. What does it mean to have agency? It's the power to make decisions, to shape your life, to pursue goals that you define, not ones handed to you by someone else. Here's the harsh reality. Traditional employment doesn't foster agency. You're given tasks, deadlines, and goals that align with someone else's vision. Sure, some jobs offer flexibility or autonomy, but at the end of the day, you're still working within someone else's framework. Entrepreneurship flips the script. As an entrepreneur, you're in control. You decide what problems to solve, how to solve them, and who to serve. Now, I'm not talking about entrepreneurship as some glamorous title or exclusive club. I'm talking about a mindset, a state of consciousness. It's about solving problems, taking initiative, and owning your journey. But entrepreneurship isn't easy. It requires resilience, discipline, and a willingness to fail. Yet, for those with multiple interests, it's often the only path that makes sense. Why? Because entrepreneurship allows you to explore your passions, test ideas, and build a life that reflects your unique perspective. Here's the best part. Thanks to the internet, the barriers to entry have never been lower. You don't need millions of pounds to start. You don't need permission from anyone. All you need is a laptop, an internet connection, and a willingness to learn. Chapter 5. Turning interests into income. So, how do you turn your multiple interest into income? First, let's address the elephant in the room. Money matters. Whether you like it or not, you need an income to survive. And if you want to pursue your passions full time, you need to figure out how to monetize them. My advice: choose a meta path. A meta path isn't a specific business model, it's a path of paths. Think of it like climbing a mountain. There are multiple routes to the top, and the route you take is unique to you. Maybe you start with media-based products, books, courses, podcasts. Then, as you gain traction, you move into software or other ventures. The point is, don't box yourself into one model. Stay flexible. To succeed, you need 3 things: a valuable product or service, a way to attract people who care, and the skill to make them care. Thanks to the internet, all of these are accessible to anyone with an internet connection. You can write a book, launch a course, or build a software tool, all without breaking the bank. Take Justin Welsh, for example. After burning out in tech, he turned his expertise into media-based products. Today, he works just a few hours a day while supporting his family. Or consider Elon Musk. He didn't become a household name by sticking to one field. His secret? Sharing his vision authentically, blending science, business, and philosophy. Chapter 6. Intersections or your edge. If everyone builds an audience, how do you stand out? The answer lies in intersections. Your unique combination of experiences, interests, and perspectives is what makes you irreplaceable. Here's an exercise. Write out your story. Where were you a few years ago? What was your mindset then? What turning point shaped you? Then, list 10 to 20 interests, things you love studying, want to study, or are even slightly curious about. Under each interest, write down 3 pain points, problems you've faced or seen others face. Finally, connect the dots. Draw lines between parts of your story, your interests, and the pain points. You'll be amazed at how much connects. Chapter 7. Merge art and business. Finally, let's talk about merging art and business. Too many people see these as separate worlds, but they don't have to be. Happiness is a two-sided coin. Creativity fuels progress, and progress ensures value. When you make something you want and share it with people who share your interests, you create a win-win. Here's a quote from Paul Graham. Make something people want. Simple, right? But here's the twist. Make something you want too. Build a product you'd buy, use, and benefit from. Treat the internet as your public journal. Put effort into spreading your ideas to more people. Over time, you'll do very well for yourself. Remember, doing nothing is always the worst option. Life rewards action, even imperfect action. So if you've got multiple interests, lean into them. Learn deeply enough to connect ideas. Build projects that reflect your unique perspective. Because in a world full of noise, authenticity stands out. Thanks for tuning in. If this episode sparked some thoughts, don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your take. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it with them. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and remember, your diversity of thought is your greatest asset. See you soon.